All right, Coach, just got to get your mute off there. We'll get things going.
All right.
All right, let's start this off with a question from Pop. Go ahead, Pop.
Hey Anthony, that play you challenged in the second quarter where OJ Howard dropped the ball, the broadcast explained it as that he gave himself up. What explanation did you get on that?
No, I didn't hear anything about giving himself up. Down by contact. I didn't think he was down by contact. I thought it was a turnover.
So they told you that he had been touched by a Chargers player.
Yes, and from every angle I saw, we did not touch him, but we came up with the ball because he dropped it when he got up.
Just moving on. Yesterday, you said the coverage issues in the second half were just busted assignments. After watching the tape, was it just mental errors, or were guys making physical errors? What did you see on tape there?
We had some mental erers in our secondary on defense in the second half, and there was some errors that they hadn't made, and so we're meeting with these guys right now, and we're going through the corrections, and we're going to get it right and get it behind us. But we can't have those, in the second half like that, and it's just unacceptable.
Is it just a situation? I mean, where just injuries are catching up to you? Being down Chris, being down Derwin. I mean, you're down 5 defensive startars. I mean, is that how you look at it?
No, I mean, there was a couple of situations where guys that didn't practice very much that were out because they were hurt but came and played, like Shawn Jenkins. He just basically played on game day. And, he had a couple mistakes. And I think him not practicing, I think that showed on the field. But there were some other miscommunications that we normally don't have in the back end. Our defensive coaches do a hell of a job of detailing everything. And for whatever reason, trying to do too much, we didn't get it done.
Do you have any update on Austin Eckler? There was a report out there today that he has a grade 2 hamstring strain. Will be out 4 to 6 weeks. Do you have any update on him? Is that true?
I just know that he's on the evaluation right now, and we'll know more about him later.
And then just with Justin, obviously the numbers were great, but after watching him on tape, what were your major takeaways from his performance yesterday?
I thought he made some nice deep balls down the field. We brought up some speed receivers off of our practice squad because they can run. And I saw what he did in practice take place on the field on Sunday. So that was nice to see from him and the receivers.
I have to ask this question again. I asked it last night, and you said you can't answer. If Tyrod is healthy this week, is he going to be your starter?
Well, right now we're still going through our corrections, and we're meeting with our players, and we're going to get this game behind us, and then we'll start talking about next week.
Thank you.
Sure.
Jeff Miller.
Anthony, it's in reviewing yesterday, is there any regret at all in the building today about that call near the end of the first half? You could have taken a knee there and just kind of run out the clock.
Yeah. Well, I mean, hindsight, it might be, but I think with 50 seconds on the clock and 2 timeouts, I had no problem at all with that call. It's a routine play. We practice it every single day. It was just unfortunate that the young man got a little anxious and he dropped the ball. But just a routine play. If he pops it right there, then we move into 2-minute offense. If he doesn't get any yards, we take a knee and we go in the locker room. It's something that we've done a lot, and so it was just unfortunate.
So basically, it's just one of those situations where you run that play, and then whatever happens, assuming obviously doesn't fumble, and if he gets some yards, maybe you kick in something, and
you run a quick hitting trap play. And a lot of times that's an explosive. You get 10, 15 yards, oh, okay, now we move. We're in 2-minute offense and we move. If you don't get any yards, take a knee, we go in the locker room. That's routine, With that much time left and that many timeouts, that's just routine.
And then Justin yesterday said he felt like the handoff felt normal to him. Now that you've watched it closer, yesterday you kind of said it was a little bit of both. I mean, is it still your feeling, or was it more one or the other?
Anytime the ball's on the ground like that, it's not one person's fault. I mean, it takes 2 to hand it off and to carry it. So we just have to continue to work that. That just can't happen. That's a routine play that we work every day. So it was just unfortunate.
Okay, thanks.
Fernando.
Coach, how encouraging was it to have guys literally step off of practice squad and contribute so much to your team the way Tyron Johnson did and the way Donald Parham did?
No, it was really encouraging to see that. That's why we brought them here, and they've been working at their game and their craft, and they got rewarded. They got brought up, and it was plays that we executed in practice, and like I said, we saw them do it in the game. So that was really encouraging, but at the same time, it was disappointing we didn't get the win because, those guys, I thought they did the job.
The mismatch between Parham and the corner, good ball placement by Justin, but just can you talk about the way Donald was able to go up and make the grab and just how he towered over the cornerback?
Well, Donald's, he's 6'8", 6'9", almost. He's going to tower over most people. So it was just a mismatch from the beginning.
Oh, thank you.
Sure.
Gilbert.
Hey, Anthony, how impressed were you by Justin Herbert to distribute the ball to 9 receivers yesterday, or 9 playmakers?
Well, it was good. But we knew that they was going to try to take Keenan out of the game, so we had to move the ball to different people, and hopefully, and we did. We got the ball. We got them out of some of that double coverage because we were distributing the ball to many other places. That's part of the game plan. We knew it was going to be hard running the football, and we was going to have to do that. And I thought Justin did a good job with that part of the game plan.
And with Eckler being out probably a good amount of time, and Joshua Kelly having the fumble, what do you tell a rookie like that, Joshua, that move on and we're going to need you moving forward?
He's got to be able to leave things in the past and learn from it, and just learn from those mistakes and not do it again. It's easier said than done. He's pretty upset right now, but he's the type of kid that I know his background, I know his patterns. He's overcome a lot in his life. And every level he's been on, he's excelled. I know he'll put this behind him. He'll bounce back because we need him. We don't have anybody else, so we need him.
Before that fumble, was it part of it to give him the ball, kind of to develop that killer instinct to kind of, go for the knockout blow at halftime, before halftime?
No, it was just normal 2-minute protocol. If we pop it, like I said, we go for 2 minutes. If we don't, we go in the locker room.
Thank you, Anthony.
Yeah.
Joe.
Anthony, I know it's frustrating with the turnovers, but being as though most of them are being committed by rookies, is it one of those balancing acts where it's just, you trying to learn?
Yeah, rookies are going to learn, and unfortunately, they're going to learn from making their mistakes. But we got to grow up, though, and we got to grow up in a hurry because we can't keep having these turnovers and surviving. We're playing all these close games, and we're losing every turnover. Every time we've lost a turnover battle, we've lost. Put it to you that way. So we got to take better care of the football. And I believe they will, Joe. I don't think it's a big problem. These young kids, they're learning, they care, and it's just part of the process. But I think they're doing a good job.
And then second time in 3 weeks you've blown a double-digit lead. Any commonality or common traits in the two?
Well, thank you for that reminder. But no, it's not. We just got to have a killer instinct. We get someone down, and we got to keep them down. We can't let a team like that, or a good team like that, give them any momentum and bring them back in the game. I thought that play right before the half, that scared me a lot because I knew going in that Tampa had some momentum, and it showed when we came back out early in the third quarter. But then I thought the offense answered. They scored, and the offense went right back down the field and scored again. So we came back. We had our chances. We just didn't get it done.
Dennis.
Coach Lynn, obviously giving up 38 points is not a good thing, but can you share about what did you guys do right defensively in the first half?
I thought the first half, I thought our pressures got home. We hit Tom, and Tom hit the ground a few times. We made him get rid of the ball early some. That was good. I thought the second half, the pressure wasn't getting to him. We probably could have went more with the 5-man rush. We went more with the 4-man rush and played a little more coverage. But we were making so many mistakes in the back end, it really didn't matter, to be honest with you.
Cam, go ahead.
And how important is it for the defense in the first half?
Excuse me, say that again?
Dennis, you're freezing up on us, so let me come back to you.
Against New Orleans.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Dennis, we got a bad connection with you. We'll have to move on. Go ahead, Cam.
Hey, Coach. Thanks for making time for us. Is it more of a credit to your coaching staff or your scouting team that you guys are getting all this production from your young players?
I think both. Our personnel department, they did a heck of a job of scouting some of these young men and bringing them in with size and speed and free agents. And the coaching part of it is we have to develop that. And we've had these young men on the practice squad for a year, and they've shown that they can step up and help us win games, and I think that's great.
Can you walk us through the process of when you call up a receiver like Tyron Johnson and said, okay, big guys, it's your time. You're going to get the call on Sunday, and then kind of that excitement that he showed at the moment?
Well, he's been trying to get me to get him up the whole time. You know, all these guys are competitive and they want to play, but you can only suit up so many. But, you know, he just took his work ethic to a whole nother level. And the times that he spent in the meeting room, just this detail with his tests and his assignments, like I said, he took it to another level, and I saw that. And he came to my office at 5:45 in the morning Friday, and he said, Coach, I want to play. And I said, well, I was going to bring you up anyway because of what you've been doing. And I brought him up, and he made a play. So that's good for him.
Thanks, Coach. Appreciate it.
Sure.
Pop, back to you.
Anthony, where is Tyrod at health-wise right now? How healthy is he?
But right now, you know, like I said, he's week to week. Well, I know a little bit more about him tomorrow when I see him and talk with our trainers and doctors. But, you know, if Tyrod can't go, we perfectly fine with Justin and what he's done. I feel like we have two quarterbacks that we can potentially win with, okay? This young man has stepped up, and I think he's done a good job. I mean, I know you guys got to me a couple of weeks ago after we lost the Kansas City game and caught me in a pissed-off mood and wanted me to compliment everybody, but I wasn't going to do that, you know, and I didn't feel like it was the right time for that. And somehow the narrative is that I don't like my quarterback for whatever reason. We drafted this young man at number 6 in the draft. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm tired of this young man. I love Justin, and Justin knows that, and that's really all that matters, you know. But I feel like I got to protect him too. You know, a lot of young quarterbacks come in this league, and they struggle when we have to throw them in there and play right away. And so I got to balance, rather throwing them in there right away into the fire or let them sit and watch and learn like Patrick Mahomes did. And that's something that I'm evaluating.
How much of a factor, though, is how he's played? Obviously, if you threw him in there and he was struggling significantly, that would be one thing. But he had a perfect passer rating through 3 quarters yesterday. I mean, how much of a factor is how well he's playing and how much he's developing game to game?
I think he's playing good, okay? But we're 0-3. I think we're playing good.
Emmanuel.
Coach, I know you said you had to have the killer instinct, but in terms of like mentality and the physical aspects, what does it take to close out a team in the NFL? And how do you kind of coach that up?
You know, it's mental toughness. You know, I think when you get a team on the ropes and your ability to put them away and finish, that's something that can be developed. But all the teams I've been on that were able to do that, they were mentally tough teams. And you know, you go through ups and downs and peaks and valleys in games, but you have to be able to pull through and come out and execute and make the plays to win the damn game. And not to say that we don't have a mental tough team, but we have a lot of football left. We have 12 games left. But I got to get this team to a point where we start closing out these close games. We've done it before, and we'll do it again.
How would you evaluate the team's mental toughness 1 quarter through the season right now?
Well, obviously we're 1-3. It's not where it needs to be.
Thank you.
All right, last one. Joe Reedy, go ahead.
Anthony, if this was a normal season, would you be staying east this week to prepare for New Orleans, or would this be normal coming back?
I think this is normal. We usually stay east when it's East Coast time zone, and so this is not East Coast, so we would come back home.
Any advantage to having the extra day of practice, considering 1-3? And
you know what? With a veteran team, I would normally give these guys today off and tomorrow off, and we would come back in and start Thursday like it was a Wednesday, just so we can stay in routine. But we're playing so many young guys now, we're going to use the extra day for practice. And I think that's going to be helpful.
Okay, so you'll practice Wednesday through Saturday?
Well, we'll have an install, and then we'll go out and we'll have a walkthrough on the field, and we'll get going full speed on Thursday.
Okay, sounds good. Thanks.
Yep.
All right. Thanks, Coach. Appreciate it.
Guys.
Thanks, Anthony.
Yep.
All right, guys. We'll get the rest of the week schedule out to you probably some point tomorrow.
Thanks, Josh.
Thanks, Josh.
Did anyone record that?
Thanks,
If
Josh.
so, please text it to me. Thanks, Fernando.
Got you.
Now you're gonna get bailed out? What? You didn't
What?
record it?
Well, they send the audio recordings every day, so.
You
The
young
problem-
guys, man.
No, they're cutting the tree outside my window.
You young kids.